and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you should definitely subscribe. I upload Disney College Program content and college content and Liberty University content, so you should definitely subscribe if you're not already. I feel like we've kind of come full circle. I'm wearing the shirt that I wore whenever I announced that I was doing the Disney College Program, so I feel like we're just like wrapping it up with this one, but we're actually not, because this whole summer is going to be Disney College Program content and kind of debriefing my college program. So again, if you're new, subscribe. A lot of fun content is coming this summer. So today is going to be a big one. I don't know if it'll be particularly long because my thoughts about this, I've been thinking about this video and kind of like what I want to talk about in this video for a pretty long time. So I feel like my thoughts about this, like all the things I'm going to talk about in my mind, already kind of processed through them. So we're going to talk about my overall experience on the Disney College Program. And this is going to kind of be just the logistics of it. I'm gonna go a little bit into my feelings about different things, but for the most part it's just gonna be like kind of what happened, the timeline of everything, and what the college program was in my experience. It'll make more sense once we get into it, but I hope you guys like this video and I hope that you learned something about the college program from this video. So I thought that before I start this video I would just go ahead and say how I got into the Disney College Program, like culture and world, because I think that a lot of people don't realize how much of a world it actually is. There's a lot of Disney College Program vloggers. If you watch my videos and you watch me before and you're just now getting into the Disney College Program world because of me, I feel honored, first of all, and second of all, it's literally like another world. Whenever I talk to people about the college program and they talk about what is it like to be a cast member, what is it like to be on the college program, it's literally like you're in another world. There's no other way to describe it. Whenever you go to the parks, you see people you know everywhere. Like, I've seen Emily Enchanted in Disney World, which is probably what a lot of people know from, if you watch somebody that does the college program, that's probably one of the people you know. You probably know Kyle Palo. He literally lived in Chatham near me. People, big name people, the Lost Bros that make t-shirts. It's this whole other culture, being a cast member at Disney. You see the same people all the time. There's events that people go to. They go to certain things in the park. People vlog certain things. It's this whole other world, kind of like a bubble in a sense. I feel like I just keep going from bubble to bubble because Liberty, the place I go to school, is Liberty University. I feel like that's a bubble too, but then I came to Disney and that's a bubble. I felt like I did not know any of the new trends, songs, whatever. I was in the Disney bubble. And especially when you're on the college program, you are engulfed in Disney. I'm not joking you whatsoever. It is 100% Disney. And that can be a lot sometimes, but that is just the culture. It's definitely gotten to be a lot bigger now, but whenever I first started watching it, I think I was a freshman in high school. I remember watching Frozen and being like, I want to work for Disney. We went to Disney later that year, and then even more so, I was like, I want to work for Disney. I want to work for Disney. And then I think I found out about the college program because one of my dance teachers said that she did it 3 years before that. And so I just really, from that moment on, wanted to do the college program. So I started watching videos about it. I think I started with Tea Party, which is Tegan, I think, and then Miss Shelby, obviously, which she was on the college program this semester too. So that was pretty cool to meet her. I think I kept going with Sarah Beth, Eliza Ever After. It's just I watched all those different type of DCP vloggers. So I wanted to do the college program for so long. Literally, I wanted to do it for so long, and I was set on the Disney College program. People would make fun of me. People would tell me that, and I would say, I remember my one roommate freshman year, one of my roommates freshman year in college, asked me what I wanted to do, what my major was for. I was like, oh, I want to work for Disney. Said it straight up, because I don't think it's weird to me, because I've been wanting to do it my whole life. And she literally started laughing, and she's like, what do you want to do, be a princess? And I was like she was literally sitting there laughing, and I was like, hello, what are you doing? Anyways, people would make fun of me for it, but I'm the type of person that if I want to do something, even if it's unrealistic, in my head it's not, because in my head, if I want to do something, I'm like, all right, let's do it. How do I get there? I don't think of anything as not being attainable, which is probably a fault on my part, because it's everything in my head is oh, I could do that. With that being said, I applied freshman year, spring semester. I wanted to apply for spring 2018, and I was literally on the phone crying with my parents because freshman year wasn't going great first semester, and I was like, please let me apply, and they wouldn't, and they were like, you just need to stick it out freshman year, which I'm so so glad they did, because I had the best freshman year ever. So I'm really glad I stayed freshman year. I applied for fall 2018, didn't get accepted. So glad, because again, I had a really good semester. It was really necessary. I applied for spring 2019 and got it, and was at Disney World for spring 2019. So I got accepted in October 2018. It kind of was like a process where it was like, after 1 month of applying, I got my web-based interview. And then right after I took the test, I got it and passed on to the phone interview. And then the phone interview was like 2 weeks after that. And then like a month after that, I got accepted. So in October, I think it was October 2nd, I got accepted into the college program. The weird thing about that is that even though it was exactly what I wanted and it was at the perfect time, everything was working out great. At first, I was like, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go. Like, let's go. And I did not count down the days really, because I love my friends at school and I love my school. So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like 50 days till I go to the college program. I did start doing that once I was home. I really wanted to be really present there because I knew I was going to miss it, which I did. This is like actually something that I feel like not a lot of people know about, because I didn't really talk about it that much. I have not had a boyfriend like all through college. Partially by choice, I guess, but also partially just because like I don't really meet people that it takes a lot for me to like really like somebody, and I don't really exactly know what that entails. I can't really pinpoint it, but it's like if somebody tells me that they like me, I'm the type of person I'm like I don't tell me that you like me if you want to date me, because like I will be like, oop, never mind. I don't know. I'm like so weird about that. I don't even know why I'm saying this. I just feel like it's necessary to know that I almost didn't do the college program. In November, I started talking to this guy at school, and we weren't like serious to an extent. Like we weren't like, okay, we're dating now, but we definitely were very, very close to that. And the main reason why we weren't gonna start dating is because I was doing the Disney college program. That's why I feel like it's good that I hadn't had a boyfriend up to this point, because if I had a boyfriend freshman year, I would be like, never mind, like not doing the college program, because I'm just the type of person, like people that did the college program when they had relationships, props to you, because I am the type of person like I will drop everything for people that I care about, and that's another fault on my part. I wasn't actually considering not going, but I was like probably considering it more so than I ever had. I was like, and then I was having more emotional times with my friends where I was like, I don't want to leave them, I don't want to leave him, and whatever. Then we stopped talking. I think a lot of it was just because I kind of made up in my mind, I'm like, you know what, I really like you, but I'm gonna go do the Disney college program, and I can't really try to pursue this if I'm not gonna be here next semester. Then we stopped talking, and then I kind of sucked it up. I cried a lot, but I sucked it up. My friends threw me a surprise party, and then I left and I went home and then went to the Disney college program. Before I went, I had a totally different view of the college program. Like, and I can't really pinpoint exactly what I thought it was going to be beforehand, because like now that I've done it, it seems like that's the only way that I can think of it. But before I came on the college program, I'm pretty sure I thought that everybody was going to be obsessed with Disney that works for Disney, I think was my main misconception. So a week before, I found out that I was working at the Polynesian, like I got my location. And I've heard from people that I worked with that they said that they wanted to work at the Polynesian because that was their favorite resort. And a lot of people are like really obsessed with the Poly, but for me, I was never a person that was like really into Hawaiian culture. Like I've never been the type of person that's like, I'm obsessed with the Polynesian. Like I am obsessed with the Grand Floridian. If you guys didn't catch on to that from my videos, then I don't know what else to tell you, because I am obsessed with the Grand Floridian, and I would have loved to work at the Grand Floridian. That's like one of the, I'm still hopeful of that, guys. Like I'm still like, okay, please can I get the Grand Floridian? Whenever I got the Poly, like I was not that excited about it, but I also was still like, oh, well, I'm working for Disney, so it doesn't matter, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna love it, like it's gonna be fantastic, the people I work with are gonna be great, and everybody's gonna love Disney. And that's just what I assumed, and everybody kept telling me not to get my hopes up, but I couldn't help it, because it's like, if I'm moving to Disney World, I can't help but get my hopes up, you know what I mean? So January 14th was my move-in date. I got to Disney, and I swear to God, the first 2 weeks of your college program are literally like a vacation. Like, especially if you do what I did. I got my Universal annual pass, which if you have a car there and you're obsessed with Harry Potter, I would definitely recommend it. It's a super good deal, at least for me, since I went so much. I really got my money's worth. And sometimes people that come to Disney to visit you will be more into Universal than they will be at Disney, and you can go to Universal with them, and that's what I did a lot, and it was super fun. Absolutely adore Universal. I would recommend that, but the first 2 weeks really feel like a vacation because the first week you're just like moving in. You probably have like one thing to do per day, if that. You have like casting for like an hour, you have traditions for like 4 hours, you have like, it's not a lot, but you just have like a few things, like one thing per day. That first part, it's like you are like, this is the most magical thing I get to go to, especially after you get into Disney for free. The first time you're like, this is so magical, this is the best thing ever. I get to get into the parks for free, I get to get all this food from Disney. Like, I think that was probably like one of the most magical times on my whole program because you just like not into it really yet, so you don't see the cons of it. Disney University is probably one of the most magical places at Disney World, and that's like, I don't know if a lot of people will agree with me on that, but like Disney University is like all the trainers that I've ever had are so excited to be there. Even whenever we were doing like welcome to operations, it's kind of the logistics of Disney, and it's kind of a boring class, but it was so fun because everybody's just like so excited to be there, and I love it. I just love, even like halfway through my program, I loved going to DU because I just loved getting to be around people that were so excited about the company. So I had a lot of training. There was a lot of classes that we had to take. So we had to take traditions, and then welcome to operations, welcome to food and beverage, welcome to resorts. Like, there was a lot of kind of basic level classes. We had our Aloha Day at the Polynesian, which is like showing us around the Polynesian. And that was kind of the first time that I was really like, ooh, do I like Hawaiian culture? And then whenever I heard the music loop, I was like, ooh, is this gonna get annoying? And it really did. So then we had the infamous 5 a.m. shift that I got a lot of you guys from, which is cool. That, if anything came from that 5 a.m. shift, it was literally that I got all of you guys. So that was a cool experience. Just like, that was literally one of the only good things about it, but it was kind of a game changer for me. I accepted the role of seater greeter at Disney. Whenever they sent out an email of what my role was going to be, that was my role. So whenever I came and realized that I was also going to be training quick service, at first I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And it was at the coffee bar that's in the restaurant. But then I had to train the first 2 days were 5 a.m. shifts. It was just a big wake-up call to me that it wasn't all sunshine and roses, and it wasn't all like amazing. I definitely had a lot of hard days at work, and that was my first taste of realizing that I work with majority full-time, part-time. I think total on my program there was 5 CPs, whereas if you go in like attractions or like merchandise locations at like the parks and stuff, it's like all CPs, like literally all CPs are people my age, but all the people that I worked with were full-time, part-time. And the lady that trained me the first day has been at the Polynesian for 40 years. A lot of people that I worked with hadn't been to the parks in years, if at all. They didn't have any interest in going to the parks. They were just working for Disney because it was a good job. I feel like a lot of college program kids do the college program. Some of them just do it because it's a good experience, but I feel like a lot of us do it because we love Disney. And like, kind of college program culture is like, you have to go to the parks all the time, like every single day, go to the parks, get as much out of it as you can because you're only here for a short amount of time. So that's the college program mindset. So having that mindset for the first 2 weeks and then going to a job where it was kind of like, oh, like, why do you go to the parks every day? Or I love going to the resorts. I loved going to Grand Floridian. So one time I said that and they're like, why do you go to resorts? That's so weird. I'm like, why would I not? Like, I'm only here for a short amount of time. So it's just like they became family to me, but also it's like, since they were full-time, part-time, it's like they didn't really care as much about like going to the parks or like working for Disney. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I work for Disney, and they're like, okay, yeah, I work for Disney, like, so what, it's a job. Difference between that kind of threw me off because I was like, it really discouraged me because I didn't have the magic, especially the Polynesian. You have like the Lilo and Stitch, but I was never a fan of Lilo and Stitch because, so really the Polynesian in general was just kind of like, I don't want to like hate on it because it's like, obviously it's like my first thing that I'm ever doing at Disney, so I don't want to like hate on it, but it's just not my vibe, and that's okay, but it just like wasn't my vibe. Hard for me to hang out with my friends that were really loving the roles because I swear everyone that does character performer loves their life. They couldn't ask for better. They're having a grand old time. Definitely some roles that are a lot cushier than what I was doing, I can definitely say. And I won't just put it on character performers because I don't think it's just character performers that have it really, really good. And I know that every role has cons to it. There's definitely roles that are a lot better to get as a CP than others. Whenever I would hang out with my friends, like especially my friends that were in entertainment, they'd be like, I love it here so much, I never want to leave, and blah, blah, blah. Even my friends that did have those jobs, they'd have quick service jobs, or they would have merchandise jobs in Disney. Everyone acted like it was their favorite thing in the entire world. And I was like, am I the only one that's like not entirely happy here? Like, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I'm like just not right with this company. And it made me really sad because I always thought like my whole life that I was supposed to work for Disney. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I just weird? Like, I don't know if this is just a thing that's just happening to me. And it's not like I wasn't having fun ever. Like, I did enjoy, there were definitely days whenever I had made some magic and it was like fun. So I really, really wanted to go home and go back to school. Like, I didn't really want to go back home as much because like there's, you know, I'm here for the summer. It's like there's not that much here for me full time. But then whenever I really, really wished, like, there were a lot of times whenever I wished that I could just like go back to school and then that be that. Really, 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 really wanted to go at least visit home or visit school because I was like, I just want to see my friends. I want to go back to the way that it was. Like, that's what I want. And that's what I like thought for a long time. So it, like, especially got like that after my friends visited for spring break. I was like really in a place where I was like, I just want to go back to school. Like, I just want to go visit. I want to see everybody. And then I went back and visited home for 2 days, and that was really nice. It was kind of like a refresher, but that was my first taste of realizing that like literally nothing has changed here. Like, my family is still the exact same, my town's the exact same, my room's the exact same. Like, literally nothing is changing. For some reason I feel like I'm missing so much, but I really wasn't. And then I went back to school like for a few days the next week. And then even though it was so much fun to see everybody and everybody was really excited that I was there, and every time that I would like walk down the hallway and I'd have a bunch of people like screaming like, oh my gosh, because nobody really knew that I was coming, and I was just like so excited to be there, and everybody was so nice, and I'm so excited to go back in the fall. But it's like being there for that, I was like, this is like exactly like how I left it. Like, nothing's changed at all. I literally was just here last semester and it was exactly like this. And I know that if I was there, things would be different, but like in my head, it was the exact same way that it was in the fall. And I was like, wait, like this is exactly the same. And I'm not, even though I do miss my friends, it's like I'm not missing anything at home or at school because I'm going back home in the summer and I'm going back to school in the fall. So it's like I'm not drastically missing anything. I'm not leaving there forever. So it was like a good wake-up call for me that's like, oh my gosh. And that at that same time, I had realized that I wasn't extending. So it was also a weird thing for me because I was like, wait, I have 2 months left here and I've spent this whole time sulking about like my job or wanting to go back to school or wanting to go back home, whenever in reality like this is a cool experience and I'm not missing anything, so I have to go back and make the most of it. So that's kind of when things like shifted for me, whenever I went from like being sulky about my situation to then like being like, okay, I need to be in charge of my situation and be like, I need to make this the best experience I possibly can. So I went to an event, I think this is before all this happened, but these are just some examples of things that kind of shifted my mood and made me just like kind of regain my love for working at Disney. So I went to an event for Disney Fairy Tale Weddings, and it was an event where I got to kind of see inside the role of being a Disney Fairy Tale wedding planner, and I got to see what goes into it. I got to talk to people that were wedding planners or in the wedding planning internship, and it was so cool. It was in the Disney Fairy Tale Weddings pavilion, and so that was really cool because that's what I would ultimately want to do. I know a lot of people want to do that, so it's like I don't have like super high hopes for that, but it's something that I really would love to be a part of as far as a professional internship. I think right after I got back, I picked up a shift at Fantasmic, and that really helped me as well because I kind of came to the realization, I was like, I really don't like being a seater and greeter. I really don't like quick service. Like, I need to do something else or I may self-turn because I just don't know. It's just not my favorite thing, and I'm not really getting a ton of enjoyment out of this. Not that it's all about getting enjoyment out of it, because I've definitely learned a lot, but I was like, I need to do something that makes this more enjoyable for me. So I picked up a shift at Fantasmic, and I absolutely fell in love with working at Disney again. It was so much fun, and since I'm quick service food and beverage, which I'm so glad now that I'm trained in that, even though it was like a short part of my college program, I'm glad that I did that because now I can pick up so many shifts all over, and one of the main places that I picked up shifts was at Fantasmic. and I did that a few times. Loved picking up at Fantasmic because it was so much fun. And we basically, since I was quick service food and beverage, I sold popcorn down the stands, and then I got to stand in the back and watch Fantasmic, and it was so much fun. The leaders there were amazing, and they gave us like desserts after most of the performances, so it was really cool, like from the dessert party. So I absolutely loved that. And I didn't really get offered to train in this, but I saw somebody else got offered to train in it, and I was like, maybe I'll like this more than what I'm doing. And it ended up that I did in fact love it a lot more than what I was doing. So, and then that's what I was doing the majority of the rest of the time. So I got trained in private dining as a busser, and it was something that a lot of people don't like. And I don't think I've ever seen somebody on the college program do this, so I definitely am going to make a video all about it. And the reason why I loved it so much was because, one, I got to see the whole resort. I went around the resort. It was probably like a 5 or 6 hour shift each time. So I would go around the resort. It was like from 5 to 11. Would go around the resort. I would get to see the fireworks. I would always hold off doing the bungalows. So if you guys know, at the Poly there's like the bungalows, and I would always hold those off until like kind of at the end, and I would go get those and then watch the fireworks while I was getting those. So it was so cool. I got like a little Pargo, so I got to drive my little Pargo around the resort. And I also really liked it because I was on my own, and I really don't like, I mean, I know I'm gonna have to get over this, but I like doing things by myself. Like that's why I love YouTube, and I love making money off YouTube, because I'm always gonna do another job, but I love YouTube majority of the time because I love just doing my own thing, being my own boss. And so even though I had a boss over top of me, it's like didn't feel like that because I was by myself like my whole shift. And it was also nice because like you don't really get to be alone a lot of the time on the college program, so that was cool that I got to do that. As soon as I started doing that, not a lot of people were trained in that, so they would schedule me at that all the time. So that was really nice, and I absolutely loved that. It kind of changed my mood about the college program because I loved doing private dining as a busser. And the people that I worked with also in private dining were my favorite people. I love them. I'm so glad that I ended up getting trained in that. There's a few things that kind of changed my mood on the college program, and I guess as far as like feeling blessed that I am on the college program. So I think it was the end of April, there was this girl that came in to the restaurant, and this was whenever I was seating. And she came in and she saw that I was on the college program, and she was like kind of shy, and she came up to me and she was like, "You're on the college program?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she said, "I've been wanting to do that since freshman year of high school. I'm a junior right now. Like, do you have any tips for applying?" And then I like kind of briefly was like, "Oh, just like blah blah blah," like kind of a few of my tips, probably maybe like one tip or something, I don't even know. She asked me if I liked it, and I said yeah. Sometimes whenever you're a seater, you do silverware. So I was back doing silverware, and then I just started tearing up. I like all of a sudden just like got teary-eyed, and I was like, that was me. Like, that was me as a junior. Like, that was me whenever I couldn't think of anything else but working for Disney. And like whenever I would come to Disney on a vacation, like I would ask people about the college program because I wanted to do it so bad. So like that was like cool for me to like kind of have it the roles reversed and like have somebody ask me about being on the college program in person. So then I went back and like wrote on a napkin a bunch of my other tips and just said good luck, and like I gave it to her at the end, so that was really cool. Also, I got to meet a lot of you guys. It was crazy because I would just be like working and just kind of doing my own thing, like in my zone, because whenever I'm working quick service, I'm like in the zone. Then people like, "Oh, Allie, here's somebody here to see you." And then it was the coolest thing ever because I got to take pictures with a lot of you guys and hang out with you and talk to you and just like ask you how your vacation's going. So it was really, really cool to like get to do that. Like that totally, if you guys came up to me at work, like it totally made my day, because sometimes I would be having a bad day and that would happen. It was super, super cool to have that. So thank you so much if you came up to me at work. It really made my day. So towards like the halfway point of my college program, I really put myself out there to hang out with my friends on the college program, because a lot of times you have different schedules than people on the college program, but I really put myself out there to hang out with people that were on the college program with me that were my friends, and that really did a lot for me and kind of changed the college program for me, because I really got to make really, really deep connections, deep friendships. I had this one friend that we would always go to Hollywood Studios together. We'd always go to Sci-Fi Dine-In. We'd go to Frozen Ever After. Like we would always go to the studios together. And then I have another friend that we'd always go to DAC together. I have another friend that like we went to water parks a few times, like got into like routines with people and like kind of had our parks that we go to and just had our kind of things that we did. And it was so, so cool. I made so many amazing friends on my college program, and then my roommates were great. It was just a great kind of a thing that I'm only going to get to do once, because I'm not going to do another college program probably now that I'm seasonal. I kind of realized that, and then I started putting myself out there, and it really made the difference. So I would definitely suggest doing that if you are on the college program and it's not going as well as you want it to, I would definitely say do that in your college program and see if it changes how your college program goes. And then doing that, I also realized that everyone has things that they don't like about their job because it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to have the best day at work. And I realized a lot of people that make it seem like they're having a great time aren't actually having a great time. And it was really like it kind of made me feel not better that they're doing bad, but just better that I wasn't alone in that I wasn't always having the best time. So that was kind of good for me to realize that. One of my favorite parts about my entire college program is the people that came to visit me. So I guess my mom counted it up. I think I had 10 times that people visited me, and it was just my favorite part about my whole college program because I got to show them around Disney. I got to take them into Disney World. I got to go to Universal with them. Like, it was just the coolest thing ever, being able to show people like kind of like my world there that I love, like from home or from school. And it was like the best part. My favorite memory from the whole college program is my friends coming from school and us watching Happily Ever After. It's like just the most magical thing, and like I'm gonna tear up thinking about it, but it's just like so cool because I love Disney so much, and like being able to share my love for Disney with people that I love from home or from school, it was just a really cool experience. Then I got seasonal, which I was so beyond excited about because now I'm a character attendant as seasonal. I go back in June, but it was just so cool because I didn't think I was gonna get it, and it was just a nice way to end my program because it was like I didn't really have to be super sad at the end about leaving because I'm coming back in a month, so it's not a sad thing. I'm just gonna have to miss it for like a little bit, and I probably won't even get to a part where I miss it that much because I'm literally going back next month. So it was just really cool, and it was just a really good way to end my program because I was like, you know what, I love this. I'm a role that I really like, and I get to leave and go home and then come back in June, so I'm really excited about that, and it was a really good way to end my program. My main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and like kind of in this video telling you, I know this video is getting so long, but my last kind of thought on this is like I grew up so much on my college program. I'm going to go into depth about everything that I talked about in this because I know I just briefly mentioned a lot of things. I kind of just threw a lot of things in there, but being on my college program, living on my own, paying for my own stuff, like I grew up so much. I feel like I'm 10 years older even though I'm the same, and I think that that's something that people will tell you a lot about the college program is even though it may not always be perfect, it may not always be exactly what you expect, but you will always learn something from it, and you will always grow from it in some type of way. So I hope you guys like this video. I know this was so long, so I'm going to try to end it right now, but I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to keep making videos for you guys. If you have any video requests specifically that you want me to make videos about, leave them down below, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!